Hey, what's up, my friends? This is Shannon with the Shine Radiant Wrap. And this week I'm talking about my secret to getting my family to eat healthy. I hope you all are having a great day. I just like to share a few things that I've learned along the way because it is a journey. And I have learned a few things in the 20 years of me being on this whole wellness journey and being a wellness professional. So I feel like I'm supposed to share. Prayerfully, you're having a great day and things are going well. This week on the Shine Radiant Wrap, I'm talking about the secrets. I'm going to share 5 of them that I had. Okay, so someone that I know that can back me up is watching. So hey, sweetie pie, she's watching from my YouTube channel. Actually, I'm streaming on the YouTube and Facebook. So I'm streaming from the Facebook, my personal page, and my Shannon Thick Pen Wellness page. All right. Okay. I'm really excited about sharing today about the secrets that I used to keep my family, to get them to eat healthy. All right. So this is what we're talking about today on the Shine Radiant Wrap. All right. The first thing that I had to learn along the way, it didn't come natural. I didn't lecture. It didn't work. So I realized it wasn't working. And you know how you get real excited because you're doing something new, whatever it is, and then you want the family to join in? Well, they weren't having it. Now, I have to give a disclaimer. We were never the most unhealthy ever. See, I grew up on beans and rice. That was a staple that I grew up on. And my children, from early on, a couple of things. From the time they were born, I always had like a normal voice in the house. I would do things normally around the house, even if they were asleep. So I never tiptoed around them. And I always, from the time they started, I nursed all of them. And from the time they started eating table food, they had vegetables on their plate. So I did have that. It wasn't like I started making all of these changes once they were older. Now, my kids are grown now, okay? But I started, like I said, my wellness journey and became a professional 20 years ago, coach, trainer, instructor, and started and learning a lot. I didn't know a lot. I knew we ate beans and rice. I guess it was, I thought it was healthy, but I didn't understand why. I didn't understand that it had carbs and protein and all of that. I didn't know anything about macros. So that was the one thing. I didn't lecture. I modeled a lot of what I did. I just went and did what I did. Okay. Number 2, though, I related how they felt and their behavior to food and hydration. And what I mean by that is when they were grumpy or in a bad mood or they were tired, I would say to them, what did you eat? I would ask them, especially as they got older and I had less control. I mean, once they start going to school, you're not controlling everything that goes into their mouths, but I would relate their behavior and their level of energy, their tolerance for each other, for me, to what they ate. I used that a lot. Now, my children, another thing that was helpful, my husband too, they all came from like an athletic background. All my kids were athletic. which was good, right? Was good, but not to say that in grade school and high school, even AAU, that their coaches and teams were nutritionally sound. No, they ate a bunch of junk, right? So, no disrespect to all of you coaches out there. I love you all, but you weren't, modeling healthy eating. But they were athletes, so I could relate how they performed and things like that to food. So that was number 2, related their feelings and their performance, even the way they thought, and how well they did in school or on a test, to what they could have been eating, like too much sugar or something like that. Okay. Number 3, I didn't buy certain things. Now I have the luxury of, especially since COVID, my husband does a lot of the shopping, but I did all the shopping, and they would, that was like an outing for them. Oh, yay, we're going to Sam's or Costco. So, but I wouldn't buy certain things, especially as I started to learn what processed food was doing, because I bought a lot of processed food. And I stopped buying as much. Now, I couldn't control my husband, right? So if you are in a home where you have teenage kids, older kids, or you have a spouse that's not vibing with what you're doing, then your pantry might be full of stuff. I mean, I had in my pantry, my husband, he grew up kind of poor. So he loves, one of the things, we have plenty of food and plenty of toilet paper in my house. That's just the way it is. And we had all the chips. And if he went shopping, the kids love for him to go shopping because we had everything. I'm not saying, you can go ahead and ask me questions if you want, or comment if you want. But yeah, I didn't have the things, I tried not to have the things that I really liked most, because that would help me. So number 1, I didn't lecture them. Number 2, I stayed away from buying certain things, especially things that I really liked. That was more for me too, for my willpower, because I was modeling for them. Okay. So that was number 3, didn't buy certain things, right? Number 2 was their feelings. I related how they felt to what they ate and what they were putting into their body. Number 4, I cooked, and I can cook. So, and it's okay if you can't. There's other things that you can do, have somebody to cook for you, or there's certain thing nowadays, you can get foods from certain restaurants, certain places that are already prepared. Even the grocery store, will have certain things prepared for you, but I could cook. So onions, garlic, using lots of seasonings and making sure it looked good. Right. And they were hungry. So they ate, what I prepared. I always gave them a choice even when they were really little. I mean, I guess the choice was kind of mean, but if you eat, you have to eat some of it. And there were always vegetables on the plate, and they didn't have to eat it, but they weren't going to get dessert. Right. And over time, even that changed, because I used to have a lot more ice cream and stuff like that. And it's not like I never completely, banned all that stuff, but I definitely took more sugar out of our diet. And it was a progression of, my kids remember me making collard greens with pork. Right. And then at some point, I was making collard greens with turkey, smoked turkey. Now, recently, I made collard greens with no meat. Well, that didn't go over very well. So I am making greens with and without meat. If, I'm making it for them to appease them. Right. But yeah, they weren't having that greens with no meat. That was kind of tough for them. I wish I could see. I bet you some of you are commenting and I can't see. I wish I could see them all on all the different, but I'll see them. So still post, okay? Because I'll see them later. If I don't see them now, I'll see them later. So still post. And Taylor, my daughter, she's on now. She's saying no fast food. Well, that's not true because we did have fast food. It's true. What is true is that as I got healthier, it was less and less, right? Because at first it was probably McDonald's every weekend. She's the youngest, so she probably had less of that than she did have less of that than the other ones, but they were all really close in age. So that was number 4. I cooked. Okay. And then number 5, I had my own support system. Okay. So I wasn't like that, which goes back to number 1. I didn't lecture them. I modeled for them. So I didn't look to them, right, for my support system because I'm modeling for them. So I did plenty of 5Ks, 10Ks, 15Ks, half marathons. I even did a full marathon with not one of them, not one, not my husband, none of them there, right? They might have came to, I think maybe one. And then, with 2,000 runners, they're like, did you win, Mom? No, I didn't win. It's not like, yay, you participated. You're the one. Did you come in first? No, I'm running with professionals. No. But that was number 5, to help my family to eat healthy. And my secrets to doing that was number 1, I didn't lecture them. I modeled for them. Number 2, I always related how they behaved, their feelings, how they performed to what they were putting into their body. Number 3, I didn't buy certain things. I just didn't buy it. And if my husband, bought it, I would, as best I could, with much prayer, I'd stay away from the things, them. And if it wasn't something I really liked, it wasn't as hard. Things that I really like are harder for me to stay away from. What's one that I really like? Lay's barbecue kettle chips. Those, I really like those. So I don't like him to buy them too much because that's a hard one for me not to eat. And then number 4, I cooked. Whether you cook or someone else does the cooking, if you use plenty of spices and garlic and onion seasonings, and you present that food in a way that looks nice, it's more appetizing. And then number 5, I had my own support system so that I could continue to build myself up, not have, any resentment to them not coming on board. And you know what happened? Through all of that, all my kids eat relatively healthy. Like they just do. And guess who else is starting to eat really healthy? My husband too. So he was probably the last one because I didn't raise him, And so I had to just leave him alone and let him kind of make up his own mind to do it. And still, number 4, I cooked really good smelling things and he tastes it and he likes it. So then he eats it. So it helps him to eat healthier too. Now it's not like he's going to, just not have the things that he likes that I don't eat. There's a lot of things I no longer eat that he may still eat, but he doesn't eat them as often. So I help them, all of them, whether they know it or not, to be healthier. And those are my secrets and how I did it. Oh, you're going to try. I see Steve on. All right, sir, do try the 3-bean or 15-bean soup. They're so good. They are really good. So I appreciate you all. Thank you for hanging out with me today on the Shine Radiant Wrap. Listen, next week, Thursday at 5, I have a surgeon, a very good friend of mine, Dr. Jacintha Morrison Buggs, will be here with me on the Shine Radiant Wrap talking about the vaccine. Okay, and so any questions, if you're not able to be here, you can submit your questions to me and I'll make sure that she answers the questions. She's a surgeon at Tampa General, known her for a long time, and she likes to stay behind the scenes. So I'm really excited and grateful that she's going to be here. All right, my friends, you have greatness inside of you. You are a masterpiece and a work in progress at the same time. A mawap, a masterpiece, a mawip, a masterpiece and a work in progress at the same time. You have greatness inside of you. I believe in you. I love you. And there's not a thing you can do about it. I'll see you next time. Bye.